Hi everyone, and welcome to another of my videos. About the video. So this video is about this spreadsheet on your left. Quick Q&A. Who created it? So I created it myself, and I use it myself, and I've been using it for a while. I played around with it, so it helps me out with tracking my expenses. But I have to say, well, it's free, there's no advertising, guys. You're free to use it, you're free to make changes to it. And of course you can download it from my website, Bruno-Tech.com, under the download section, and you don't even need to enter an email or anything like that. So it's all there for you guys. So I'm not gonna drag it very far. First of all, I'm gonna show you how it works. That's gonna be in a few seconds. Second of all, I will try to explain why I think this spreadsheet actually is useful, why I found it useful. And number three, in a couple of minutes, I'll show you in a detail on my on my PC how the spreadsheet actually works, like a detailed one. And of course, later on, I'm gonna show you how to set it up. I'm sure you can do it yourself by all means, but just in a case you were just wondering how does it actually being set up in really quickly and very fast. Number 5, I'm just going to give you another spreadsheet that I'm using as well, just to keep a track of my savings. It's very simple. You might be interested in doing that. Okay, with no further ado, let me show you how it works on my cell phone now, so you can decide if you need to see the video or download it as well. Okay, let's go. So this is my cell phone. This is the screen of my cell phone. And I have Excel on top, so I always keep it on top to remind myself that I need to enter my expenses, so it can keep a track on it. Right, the cash flow. This is what it is. This is how it looks. As you can see, it's nicely spaced out and everything. On the left, you can see all the things that's described there. It's like a formula or whatever data you need to give in. Today's date, that changes automatically. The next date, that's what I usually do, my next pay date every month. So on the 10th, I just drag it till the 10th. Of course, I get paid on 5th or 6th. These tabs here, this is when where you enter your expenses. But basically, just say cash in the morning on a card. Let's put in, it's already calculated how many days I have till next payday, how much money I need, and of course let's put some basic amount. So 25, let's say I'll spend that's gonna be 20 a day, that's gonna be 500. Let's say I have 500. Perfect. So the numbers are changed. As you can see, the keyboard as well down there is very relight, so the screen, you can actually see everything in front of you, and it's very easy to locate. So we already calculated how many days I have till next payday. This is my allowance. This is how much I put on every day to spend. Let's say I'm gonna be spending 15, and just put that in, and then on the bottom you can see how much I can spend. Because I have 25 days to spend for 15, then I have a big surplus, like 140. So I can spend 140 today if I'm going for a 15 a day.1 let's just keep it on 20. So what happens here is, let's say on a card, let's say you jump in a shop and you're getting some groceries. Okay, so loaf of bread, that's 180. Let's get a tiny piece of cheese, like let's say like €4, and let's say you need get some butter, I says, for the bread. That's going to be like €2 as well. As you can see down here, it already calculates what it is, and I said I can spend 12.20. Sorry, I can spend 20, but now since 780 is already spent, it's already calculated that I can only spend today 12.20, so that's all I left. Let's say this number stays here, so next day I have allowance at 20, so it's going to be 20 plus 12, and it's going to do it automatically for you. So it's going to be €32 or dollars, whatever you prefer, and it's going to calculate it for you. Or maybe I can want to split the whole. So this is what it is. When these get full, you can change, of course, how much you have on a card, because it's already here calculates that minus 780, that's 492. Or maybe just simply just put here 780, how much you have spent. let's say 780. Okay, these go off, and then you have same thing, so you don't need to actually put anything in together. The spreadsheet just does the whole thing for you, and the next day you go to the shop, by all means you can start again, or maybe just use the cash one for expenses you have in the shop. Let's say bottle of iced tea, then let's say okay, let's say again like a couple of beers. That's gonna be just like 150, or just 3 together. So you know you're already spending 5. It doesn't calculate here, but here it does calculate. So you can use it here as just a shopping bag or something like that. You know the calculator itself. Whenever you go in the shop and you don't use it, it just resets on a 0 after a few entries. So you can just enter 5 here, and these are actually empty. Right, I'm going to show you in detail how it actually works, more in detail, so by all means I'll explain everything, and it's just for you to know if you guys want to go ahead with this and you actually want to hang around to the end of the video, I guess. Right, so number 2, I just wanted to explain why I'm actually using this spreadsheet and why I created it for myself. There are other options, of course. Excel has lots of spreadsheets. So if you have a original, so why it's useful, the spreadsheet, and the other options are not very all that the best ones. Excel spreadsheets, I used to use them. They have Microsoft has lots of budgeting spreadsheets, like you see these graphics and everything and all this, but I do actually think they're a bit more confusing, and that's more for running a company rather than your personal finance. And even if it's a family, you still don't need to budget that much out of it. Internet and mobile banking, of course, this is a good, and it's advanced now. It's like, you know, it's more about getting around your account. You can always put a spending limit on your credit card or debit card, but honestly, till now I'm using internet banking around the world, and I haven't really found the one that does these basic things and keep it basic. Mobile apps, unfortunately, it's the same thing as well. I've been using mobile apps as well. You need to put the data in and everything, but sometimes they do get slightly bit too much complicated as well, and you never know if the next year the app is going to be for free or you need to pay for it. Like maybe these people are working on it, of course, so and they're making useful things and everything and all this. They might be able or willing to actually monetize on it, so that's another option. However, something like you can have a simple spreadsheet, that's always easier and better for yourself. So I use them, but honestly, I turn around and do it myself. It took me a couple of years, I guess, just to put the formulas back in and be very confident with it. So you know the budgeting as well, so this is the reason I stick with this. I used to have these complicated spreadsheets and super many budgets, of course, and you know about this as well. So you have the fixed expenses, so it's like a rent, your car payment, you need to pay your bills, utility bills. Maybe you have your phone on a contract, so you bought a new phone but you didn't pay for it straight away, for the whole fee. Insurance, yeah, well, some countries have mandatory insurance for the health, or maybe some other tenant insurance, whatever there is, or even a car insurance. That's definitely fixed expense. Of course, you can change it, like, you know, it's like your cell phone is not going to be on contract anymore. That's not going to be over there. You can pay as you go, top it up. That's also, but yeah, the budget itself I would use like the grocery budget. That's very simple. Like let's say you spend 50 a week on, okay, 75 or 100, that depends if you have your girlfriend with you or you actually have a child. So maybe I would actually create this budget as well, but I take the cash out and then put it on the side, like, you know. Kids' pocket money, yeah, you might want to do it. They can get a card, but at the same time, you know, it's like not really fixed. Sometimes you need to give more, sometimes less. But if you take a cash out and just hand it over. Savings, very important. Definitely a separate account for the savings, so you can put a couple of hundreds away. and just do that. Not fixed expenses, that's pretty much everything else. It's like, if you buy a coffee, you stop for a coffee, you go for a lunch, let's say you're working somewhere in city center, you need to go for a lunch. Some companies have it free, some companies have the catering, but you need to still pay for it, and of course it's more affordable and cheaper, but yeah, it's not like fixed expense. You're not going to order the same thing every single day, so you can't really say that's this amount and a separate budget. It's like buying a beverage or car park fee beverage, like a bottle of wine for the dinner. You're not going to drink every day, but maybe there's something to celebrate today and you want to get that bottle of wine. Car maintenance, okay, well, this is a disaster scenario when you need to actually take money out of savings. It's not really it's not fixed expense. You can't see when your car is going to break down. So this is my basic budgeting, whatever there is, and I actually do this, so I pay off my bills, and all the rest I split out between my days till the end of the month, so I can every single day spend this amount, so I know how much I know I still got how many till the end of the next payday. Well, daily allowing expenses is nothing new, of course. It's not nothing new to you as well. Even millionaires does it, like Warren Buffett. I've seen him as well. He gets some money for whatever takeaway in the morning. So from McDonald's, he drives up to work every single day, Monday to Friday. So he just spends. He knows exactly how he's going to spend. So he drives the same to the work, same 30 or 40 years. He always stops at McDonald's. He always gets that, and he knows how much he's going to spend. And even there was like this Chinese millionaire. He said he lives on $20 a day, so for his own expenses. And okay, in China, $20 away, much more than in New York, I guess. So that's quite a decent amount to actually spend. So the YouTube videos and all this, you don't really see this. How the rich people are living like on $20 a day and all this. If you want to see like have extra advice, I did see these videos. I couldn't actually get them to show you or give you a link, which was very interesting, but I was looking for them. The most YouTube videos you're gonna see how to survive on minimum wage. So it's like the people who living in a city, whatever there is, and this is the YouTubers who are making this video. There's plenty of good advice on it. I didn't pick one just to show you, but that was the most one that actually gave me the idea of the video and everything, and it actually collaborates with me, is this girl that was living in New York, and she was getting minimum wage for a very big company. So there was some media exposure, and she said, well, you know what, this is a big company and I need to survive on minimum wage in such a big city and very expensive. And yeah, well, she actually got fired, and it was a bad one. But then the reporter actually took that on herself, so she paid, of course she's not on minimum wage, the reporter, she couldn't help her to get the job back, but she was like, okay, well, you know what, how bad it is actually to live on a minimum wage, and what's the best way to do it. So this kind of had my idea in it. So what she did is she made a video, and she paid off her bills, as I mentioned, that's the fixed expenses, and then she took the whole other money out, and then she just stuck it in an envelope. I can't remember if it was $20 or $25 she had for every day for commuting and everything. So she would take like 20 out every single day, and she would count the money from yesterday that she already has. So she would, like, she would quit going for social drinks like during a week. She would go. She would walk to stations rather than pay for underground. And it changed like this and all this, and she said, well, you know what, this cash in a hand is just really gives you an idea how much money you have, how much you can spend and all this. And then of course she had to sacrifice a lot because somebody had a birthday, one of the friends, so she had to make an extra $100. So the $20 a day actually became like $15 a day for her to actually be able to go to the friend's birthday. But that was my idea as well, and the good part is you don't actually need to do this, like, these envelopes and everything and all this. So you just really need to remember to enter all these expenses in your spreadsheet, and it's on your cell phone, so it calculates everything. So basically, if you go in a shop, you buy something, and you got, okay, I almost spent 20, but then you don't really know how much money you have. This spreadsheet is going to show you, and basically if you have like €3 left or 3.22, then you can know exactly how much you can spend for let's say next shop to grab an ice cream for the dinner or something like that, watch the movie. So this spreadsheet is making this easy, and daily spending allowance is nothing new. It's a very basic way to manage yourself, and I think this is why that's actually useful. Right, so let's have it on a big screen. Let's have a look, like, you know, it's like I'll show you in detail. I have pulled it up here. Pull it up, and it's a very big one screen now. So, as I mentioned here, on the left you have everything explained how it works. At the bottom here you can see how much did you spend today, or maybe compulsory for 2 days. So the date comes here. Today's date changes on midnight. Whatever is on phone installed, you don't need to change it. It changes automatically. So it does all the calculations from here. Next payday, right? So this is a year and a month and a date. So I put it always on the 10th. I do get paid on 5th or 6th. You never know if it's going to be on a weekend, 5th or 6th. So maybe you only get on the 7th or 8th paid. So I usually have it on 10th. Since 2 days, okay, next payday and 1 day plus, yeah, that's over here. So it already calculates, it has 25 days there. And this is very straightforward. So you enter how much money on your card you have, how much money have you on wallet. Let's say you're spending like 20 euro a day. So let's say you have on a card 500. So it already calculates money total at the moment. So basically, if you have cash on you, which I have for the tips, usually for like taxi tips or restaurant tips or bar tips, and cash at the moment in a wallet. So whenever you enter some expenses here, it's already says how much you have on a card still left and how much you have this. This is the initial one, and this is already after the deductions that comes here. Let's just say on a card you just spend $25 or euro, and this is the amount you have in the morning, and this is the amount you have on a card now. So it calculates already. You had your okay, let's delete that. So spending allowance, so this is something you can change as well. So let's say you have 500 now, and you are spending usually actually 15. So let's say you have some surplus, so it says you can spend 20 a day, but it has a surplus, so it's only 15 times 25, so everything else is extra. So you have saved like 125, and then this is the 15 plus the whatever you have saved. So today you can go and spend, let's say you're on a card, you spend like, I don't know, €5 there, 60 there, and you can see the numbers change. This is how much you spend, and this is not over 100 anymore, this is 75. So as you can see, this is already calculating here, and there's no problem with that, and it's already not over 100. So what else would I show to you? Of course you have problems at the beginning to understand the whole thing, what happens. Well, let's just say a very basic thing once again. So you have cash on a card, let's say you never have 500, so you get paid like 1,860. So you usually have 50, so it's like 500 you put on your expenses, but it's actually 560 because the 60 doesn't go in the savings account. So, and you already can see the numbers are changed. So how much you can spend is 2240 already. So I can spend every day, but the limit is 15, so it still calculates 200 on top because you saved 185. So this 60, it's already calculated in. Or maybe you want to equalize that and you want to spend 2240 every day. There we go. So I can spend 2240 today. I don't have nothing spending. Next day it's going to calculate already. The date's going to change automatically. So let's say you spend like 20 euro. You have 240. So automatically on the next day you're going to have 2240 here, and you can spend 2240 plus 240. So it's going to calculate it itself. There's no problem with that. And you might be interested to change this if you save like 240 every day, this number is going to change as well, how much you can spend every day, because this 240 is going to be divided on how many days you have, like 24 left. So this 240 divided on that, then the everyday spending can increase, and then you can increase allowance. But that's kind of playing around with the numbers. I don't even suggest that. Well, okay, this was expenses. Okay, let's say you have an expenses here. I didn't mention it before. So 5, another 5, another 20 you spent, and this is the number here. You spent 30 on the very bottom there. It made a calculation. It's gone already in the minus. So anyway, tomorrow you're going to have a spending limit 2240 minus 760, and it's going to calculate it straight away, because sometimes you just need to go over the budget. There's no excuses or any other way to go about it. So that's what it does. Let's say this line becomes full, and you can change the amount on a card in the morning. So basically it's already here. Cash at the moment on a card 530, so you can put 530 there. Or if you are lazier like me, I just usually put the 30 here I have spent, and then these comes off, and the lines is not full anymore again. Well, this is basically my idea of how it works. In the detail, you can play around with it, you can adjust it. You will see how it works. So basically, put in the next payday. It can be weekly or bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks, if you paid, by all means, you change the date. Maybe it has already one extra day here, so you never know if you're gonna get the money in the morning. So you still need to beat the rush hour, and you need the money. You can't wait till midday to get to work. So you put the numbers there. Of course, the payday. Today's day changes itself, and of course you decide what's your allowance. Let's say 20, and then it says, okay, well, there's a 50 to spend. Well, I hope this actually explains the whole thing, and this is a look at the details, how it works, and well, let's just move forward, and I will try to show you how to install it and have it on your Right, moving forward, point number 4. I'm just going to show you quickly how you set it up on your mobile phone. I'm sure you can do it yourself, but if you want to stick with me, by all means. So I did mention it's free, there's no advertising, there's no email subscription required to download it, so no strings attached. If you just want to download it on your PC, by all means, you can store it there. You can make a transfer over this as well, but there's no reason why it would actually disappear from my website anytime at all. Right, so as I mentioned, okay, let's get it back on my phone. So this is my cell phone once again, and the thing that you need, of course, is Microsoft Excel. So you can see it's actually on the very top, so I don't forget to enter the things I need to enter. So you can place it there later on. All you need to do, I'm surely you know already, Google Play Store, and yeah, just type in Microsoft Excel. There we go. So Excel is from Microsoft, as you know. By all means, there's other softwares you can use. I don't mind. And it's also free for Apple devices these days. So by all means, you can install it, put it there on the top where is my screen as well, and it's just going to stick there, and that's fair enough. Okay, so you're just going to need to go on the website. The easiest way probably is just Bruno-Tech, or you can use the link below on the description. You can type it in Google search, you can type it the whole address if you want. You just go scroll down and it's gonna come up, and that's the website over there. Okay, there we go. So it's loading up. What we need is the download section. Just to zoom in, it's right here just on the top. There we go. And it looks like this now. It's going to change probably. I got some more things to download. This one on the top is the description there. Just put it on, press it on a picture, and the download begins. And on the bottom you can see the cash flow download is actually there already. Very fast. It's a small file. Just hit and open, and Excel is going to open it for you. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet itself. As I mentioned, the most important things. Here is the next payday. the today's date, it's automatically set up, and the next payday you just need to pay attention to that. So the 10th is the date, 12th is the month, and then there's a year. This is already set up there. The only other thing you need to type in is your cash at the morning. I put in 600, let's say, and then it does the calculation itself. So this is how much you can spend every day. This is your allowance here per day, 20, so there's 26 days still that, and then you can probably start spending. Cash you don't have, you have a card by all means. And let's say we bought a packet of smokes, I guess, €6, and then we bought maybe, I don't know, a bottle of iced tea, which is like €2, let's say. And of course it starts to calculate, everything is there. So as I mentioned and I showed before, the spreadsheet is working. Just pay attention to the date, because when I made the video and the one that's uploaded is the same date, so it's already 2021, so you need to pay attention to that, otherwise your formula is not going to work. Of course you're going to put in your own amount here, how much you can spend, not the total at the moment, but how much on a card you have. So this is the spreadsheet itself. I'm just going to push the back button, it goes back. So it saves everything automatically. So even if your Excel is you just close the Excel file very fast for no reason, then it's still gonna save at the last entry. So okay, back to the Google Chrome, which I use. You use the other ones. You can go to downloads, and that's where it's actually saved. So it's over here. So it's down the downloads, but it automatically comes with the Excel. And if you go to the Excel, okay, it's still as open, and this is the recently opened files. You can do whatever you want with them. So cash flow itself, on a right click, you can just delete it if you want it. You can add to the home screen if you're not happy with Excels, and you can just enter just right this file if you use the other ones. So it's just gonna do okay automatically. Excel's still going to keep on track on it, still going to be in recents. So if I go back, it's going to take me here. So this is the cash flow, and I can probably just drag it if I want it, and then get rid of the Excel and keep that cash flow there. And it's going to open it straight away, just like that. And if you go in the cash flow itself, okay, now it's closing, it's gone back to the Excel, and then you can actually from the downloads you can save it somewhere else as well, and there's the settings, everything that you mean save as, so you can do it. But I'm happy with the downloads where the Google is. I download the things I don't need, Google Chrome, and keep just the stuff I need. And that's all about it. That's as simple as you can install it. It's going to save there, and let me just close all these things. Right, the very last thing actually I wanted to add is an extra. So the extra spreadsheet, how to track your savings. It's very ingenious, it's very simple, and I'll show you there. There's no installation needed. It's actually on my cell phone now, and as I mentioned, Excel has the last saved files. So it's the other one under the download section where it says basically savings on it. It's very simple. I pulled it up now, and it looks like this. Okay, it's not really very advanced as the previous one, but it basically says what it is. This is a date, this is how plus or minus the money I have put in my account, and this is how much money I have. Actually, it just needs to put you can actually put it's not the formula, you can actually put if it's a plus or minus. Let's say we go back here, plus 500, and just gonna stick there. So it's plus 500. This month I saved another 500, so I'm just gonna plus 500, and then on the right hand side you put yourself how much total you have, and there's a date. I didn't put any dates, any months. I didn't break it down for the year. I don't know if you get your money every week, every second week, or once a month. I did it for once a month, and I always had to save the same amount. It's not going to be always the same amount. So on the right hand side you can do like a forecast or whatever there is. It's like on your savings, and you're just like, I don't know, just fill them up with how much you're going to save, but it's never going to be the same. There's no way you can think how much you're going to spend that month, and you don't know how much it's going to be. Just type in the date, how much you saved, let's say 300, Simple that. And of course, the total amount in savings is 1,300. As simple as that. You can get around with it, and it's autosave as well. And yeah, so this is my cell phone. This is how I keep track on my daily expenses. I hope you found it useful, by all means. And as usual, thank you for watching, and have a great day.